Yeah, well, he gave this press conference a couple of hours ago, and he started off by saying it was a dangerous new era that propelled him to bring forward this announcement that he will be increasing defense spending from 2.3% of GDP to 2.5%. Now, this was actually a manifesto commitment during the general election. Keir Starmer said that the Labour Party would do this, but because of where we are right now, the situation with the United States and, of course, the war in the Ukraine has pushed him to make this, to raise this defense spending sooner than he would have anticipated. He also said that Putin's aggression doesn't stop with Ukraine, adding that Russian spy ships menace British waters regularly and that the NHS, the National Health Service, has fallen victim to Russian cyber attacks. He said that this announcement is not reactionary, that had been coming for some time, and that he agrees with President Trump that Europe, including the UK, must do more to defend itself. And he also said that ahead of this meeting that he has with President Trump later on this week, which of course will kick off with that handshake that we're so used to world leaders doing, that the UK shouldn't be forced to choose between Europe and the United States.
Afua, tell us, how has the increase in defense spending been received?
Well, what we're seeing is a clear switch between defense spending and spending on foreign aid. And we're cutting foreign aid by 0.2% to increase the defense spending budget. Now, we have been cutting how much foreign aid, that we're cutting how much we spend on foreign aid since 2019. We were supposed to actually raise how much we spend on foreign aid to 0.7%, but that hasn't happened. And actually what we've seen today is this cut. So a clear cut between spending on foreign aid and switching that to the defense budget. But what we must realize is that these things go hand in hand. The American general, very famous four-star general, General Mathis, once said that, told Trump in his first term actually, that when he cuts the foreign aid budget, General Mathis has to order more ammunition. These things go hand in hand. If you spend on foreign aid, you'll probably have to spend less on defense. The less you spend on foreign aid, the more you'll have to spend on defense, because security is not just about what you have at home, it's about what you have globally as well. But charities in the UK have taken this very hard. I've got some statements here from them. So the CEO of ActionAid, Hannah Bond, said there's no justification for abandoning the world's most marginalized. And she also referenced similar cuts, of course, that have been made by USAID, and said that such reductions only deepen harm to civilians caught in conflict. Plan International have said that this comes at the worst possible time, and Save the Children UK, hugely critical of this decision, saying it will add to economic stability and will have direct consequences for children and families in the UK as well as around the world. The USAID cuts have been massive, and now you have this cut to foreign aid by the UK as well. And so globally, you're going to have a huge, huge problem that will not only lead to insecurity, but to people dying.
And how will this play out with Trump, right, whom Starmer is due to meet later on this week in Washington? How is he going to, accept this?
Well, Trump has been saying that the UK and Europe needs to spend more on their defence. And I suppose he will be pleased that the UK is hearing this, that is heeding this. Pete Hegseth said in the past couple of minutes that this was a good decision by one of their partners, referring to the United Kingdom. And so Trump certainly will be pleased. I don't know how impressed he will be, but he has been putting pressure on Europe and the UK to do more around their spending. Will it impress him? We don't know, but it is certainly a step in the right direction. But he's also been saying, and his administration have been echoing, that countries should be spending more like 5% on their GDP. That would be double, what we spend at the moment. So will he be impressed? Perhaps, but he will still feel that there is more to do. But there's so much on the table with the discussions between Trump and between Keir Starmer that will be taking place over the next couple of days. It's certainly going to be intriguing to watch, as was President Trump's meeting with Macron earlier on.
Yeah, well, we'll wait to see how it will all pan out. Afua, many thanks for doing this with us. Afua Hagan, the international correspondent, giving us a bit of insight as the UK Prime Minister ups its spending for defence.